Nothing means anything. What really does mean something is when it means it to you, how you feel. Where is the good vibration? How can I come on here and do a video and not know what I'm going to say? How can I come on here? How can you come on here and watch a video where you have absolutely no understanding where I'm going, what I'm doing, why I'm here? I feel it. I see it. I see beyond. I know there's more. I don't always have the answer. I'm not the creator of the universe, but I am the creator, as all of you ones are the creator. Is this one, or is this one, or is this zero? Why? When I show you this cube, you see the flat face. When I show you the pen, it looks like one, but here it looks like zero. Does zero mean I'm missing this area over here? Then what is a flat area that's not a zero, that's not a donut, that's cream fields? Every single word, every single dot, every single dash, every single game, every single letter, every single geometric shape all says something. Right now, I saw something on social media, and what I saw on social media, and I'm going to talk about to start with, is this. Just give me a second over here. Hold on a second. I'm trying to see if I can zoom in on this. I'm just have to pull this out here, get this over here. Okay, I think you see there's a wire in the way. Okay. Yes, there is much more to the theory of everything. There is much, much, much more. And in this piece over here, if I can, let me see if I can get this right. And in this piece over here that I'm working on, if you take a look at this, okay, I'm going to draw a couple of lines. I'm going to go from here to here. I'm going to choose maybe a yellow line, a green line. Where does it stick out the most? I think I'm going to use the yellow line. Okay. Use the yellow line, come up with another yellow line, right? So 1 second over here. I'm just working on this. And so let me close this in just a bit. Okay. Move this over just a bit. And you can see it. So here's Phobos. Here's Deimos. Here's Luna. Backwards it says annul. In one way, it can be understood as to cancel. In another way, it can mean null, which could be a tie, right? Null, 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 nothing, nothing, right? If I look that up, right, let me try my phone here, look it up through my phone. And null in French, N-U-L, what does it mean?
According to
N-U-L. The definition of null. It says, sometimes it says null as in law or no. Etymology. Well, it's not showing it here, but null is null, like no score, right? So when we look at this, it's number 48. 12 and 21 is 33. 14 and 1 is 15. 15 and 33, 48. The division between night and day. Here is your alphabetic creation. Here is 12. Here is L. When you bring 1 and 2 together, right? L and U, 12, 21, 33. BOS, SOM, take away OS, take away OS, take away 34. So this one is number 13. Take away 34. 75. Take away 34. Let me do this over here. OS equals to 34. And then over here is OS equals to 34. PHO, there's two O's, so we're going to have the other O over here equals to 15. So this total is 49. 75 equals to 36. This one over here is equal to 31. Why I'm doing this is I'm trying to understand the differences. I also want to let you know that this letter is how we fabricate these two letters over here and this letter over here. The B is 4 times B equals this, and 8 times B equals that, and 2 times B equals that. But none of these other ones work with it. But irregardless, what this is this is Phobos, and it is the moon of Mars. And Deimos, the moon of Mars, one of them is missing 10. So we have Luna is 48. So this one equals to 12. This one equals to 12. This one equals to 11. The three of them together is 35 or 36 or 8. The connection is right over here. That's your connection. What does your ACE do? It divides, and there's your omega, omega. The one moon that picks up the two sides of the moon becomes Mars and then Earth. And Earth is between the two wings. The two wings can be represented by the L letter, right? Or AIL, which means wing. Just give me 1 second. I need something to drink. I get a little excited. Just give me a minute. I have, oh. So much on my mind. Annulment. Can there be some sort of mistake where it's an annulment? See, if I understood, if I can just listen to what all the smartest people in the world, well, you don't have to be the smartest person. You just have to know something different than somebody else. That's actually a definition that is concrete. In between 4 and 4 is 82. Can you say 82, 28, 2 8s, or 8 2s? What you hear, what you see is not the same. So for me, the great bird, okay, is bringing the three worlds together. It's a gear. The moon we see, okay, is going out to Phobos and Deimos, the split world. How is it working? How are the parallel worlds working? How are we transferring the information? What I'm doing right now, I might have done a month ago or a year ago or 2 years ago. How much time does it take before I decide to do something that what I decide to do now is actually happening tomorrow? But was it 5 years ago? Was it 10 years ago? Was it 20 years ago? How far can, or does I'm not trying to figure out the parallel worlds. Where do they come from? It's not in an instant. That's for sure not. When you're watching live TV, it already happened. So if live TV was able to get your comment before it was able to transmit over to us exactly what was going on at that moment, they might change your future because you haven't achieved or you haven't seen what you've already achieved. You said, show me red. And then all of a sudden on TV, it becomes red because of the streaming, whether it's a second, a split second, or a half a second. It doesn't matter. As long as there's a separation of time, let's perhaps divide that or do something with that with the speed of light, or 70% of the speed of light. So what is it, like 200,000 miles an hour? I thought of something. I said it right now. How long ago did it happen that there's a separation? We're both running together on a carpet. We're both running the same speed. I take a step of 1 foot at a time. You're taking a step of 1.2 at a time. Eventually, we're going to separate, but we're still running the same speed. Not sure if I said that right. I am the receiver, and I am the transmitter. Dring, dring, dring. So they pressed the bell, but was it simultaneous that they pressed the bell, that I heard the bell, that when I heard the bell, as I started to hear it, was I already responding to the bell? If you want to look at that also. The void. 54, 9 times 6, 54 with 26 cubes. There's only 26 cubes. There's 8 on the corners. There's 12 doubles on the inside. How many dots are on each one? But when I play the game, I can ask all kinds of questions. But the skeleton is right here. Same thing. One is a solid, and well, the other one we can move around, right? You know, sometimes you have, I got a toy horse. Oh, now I have a toy horse that's now a toy rocking horse. So it's rocking because it's 2 feet in the front and the back are connected to 2 balancing beams, or it could be 1 balancing beam. If they're connected to 2, you might be talking about balancing between 2 worlds. Another thing is when you're on the teeter-totter, right? Are you between Deimos and Phobos? And what would be Luna? What would be Luna if you were on the teeter-totter between Phobos and Deimos? Another thing I wanted to show you in here, this over here, right, is I just want to add a little black dot right over here. Right? And then we're going to add in something maybe right here. Right? And so what do we have now on each side of these legs? The omega, who is this piece over here and this piece over here connected, the minds of this one body? What would the wings stand for? Remember, when you talk about wings, you also talk about the word span. And in the old TV, they used to say, span the globe. So what are you doing when you span the globe? What's going on? Is it you span the globe? What does that mean? You see, because span, right, and backwards is pans, right, or pan. So you pan the globe. You're panning. Now I'm just trying to think about satellite span. The expansion is a span. I'm just trying to get that globe. Well, you know, I want to tell you something. A light bulb can be a globe, but on one end of the round earth, it's plugged in. So you don't get to have the whole earth. It's plugged in. You only get to get part of it, of the earth. And the light, does the light go backwards? Does the light go forward? Which way does the light go? Maybe it's the light that's round. But maybe it's coming out of what? What happens if I had the light shining out of this? Because this is the point. Let's say I stuck that towards you, and this is the point. You would be getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You would be getting tackled by 3 and 3 areas, by 6 areas. And one of the 6 areas happens to be that point. So then there's 2 areas. Are there 2 areas missing that you're not getting the light? And now it looks round. It comes to you from this area. How do I point this like that, right? So we got 1. Then you can see the top is a little bit higher, right? If I took a ruler, you would see it's higher, right, than the point. Just trying to see if I can count them all, and I'm looking at it, and I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think there's. Is there 7? Can you see 7 of the points? Someone help me out here. Someone help me out. Do you see 7? So you don't see the 1 point in the back. So you don't see the 1 point. You see the other 7 points. 1 and 7 looks like 17. 1 and 7 looks like 17. Now let me take a look of all these comments down here so I can keep up. Just give me 1 second. Okay, so anyways, we're going to get to the end of this part. Demas, okay, is number 65. 6 times 5, 6 plus 5 equals to 41. It's the same numeric value for horse. It's the same numeric value for 7. It's the same numeric value for 3. The wolf is number 56. 3 is number 56. 7 is number 65. Horse is number 65. Flow, because you have to go with the flow with the wolf, is 56. It's going to create 30 and 11. Well, 41 is home. And 41 is king. And the king has 7 eyes. But it has 7 eyes above and 7 eyes below, which is 14. So if you want to look at 14, right? If we want to look at 14, because there's so many things going on, I just go all over the place, and I really mess things up, and I just lost my camera. So when you're thinking of 7 and 14, 7 or 14, you have this is 7. 7 is up here, and over here is 7. 14 when it's around the band. So where do I get my information from? What are we supposed to be thinking about? Is that possible? Is that the reality? 7 or 14? 14 around all 4 sides, all 2 sides. So either I'm talking. Now, what happens if I had 21? I have 21. I'm counting above and below and all the way around, because it'd be 7 and 14, 21. Now, the 14 part would be 2/3. The 7 part would be 1/3. 33 would be all the parts. Where do I get my information from? Rubik's Cube and the cube. There are 21 dots on here, using up 7 dots on every opposite side. So if I'm talking about the 14, I'm talking about 4, 3, 1, 6. So if I have 7 on every single opposite side, the average is 3.5. Just give me a second. I have something to do here. What did I have to do? Oh, yes. Okay. So I have the opposite side. So if the average is 3.5, right, and every side is 7, and this is 9, I get 5.5. Did I get that right? 5.5 and 3.5 equals to 9, right? Is that right? But we're going to look at it a different way. Here is 6, and here is 1. With 1, take away 9 is 8. Write that down, 8. 1, take away. I'm going to flip the dice around. I got 6. 6 take away 9 is 3, so now I have 8 and 3. From 7. So I have 7 dots and 11 that are not there. 7 and 11 is 18. 9 on this side, 9 on this side, 18. Does it work out or does it not work out? What is that actual truth? What is the truth about the design? Once we know the truth about the design, we're going to use that in our template, in our glossary. I'm not really sure which way to say this. And it's going to be part of the template, just like in baseball. 4 balls and 3 strikes. 2 results. Only one result can happen. Only one result can happen. It's either going to be four balls and 2 strike, or it's going to be 3 balls and 3 strikes. So we have to figure out which one it's going to be. This one or this one. Because that's what it's going to be. When there was creation, creation happened, and then it was fixed. Once the randomness, the chaos of creation was over, it was fixed. It has been inscribed. After we try, and when we try a science, something in science, we try, we write it down, we try, we write it down, we try, we write it down. By the time we finish writing it down, I got 54 squares. Well, wait a second. I got 26 squares, sorry. I got 54 flat faces. That's not really true. I got 54 flat faces that you see until I turn each one around, and I have a couple of designs I haven't finished yet. Somebody else did part of it. I saw something in it, and I knew exactly how we can turn putting a triangle here. You put a triangle here and a triangle here and a triangle here and a triangle here. Put 6 triangles on the ends of 6 triangles. And the 2 triangles are not working together. And then there's a single egg. Let's say Luna is in the center of this triangle. And by turning all the combination of triangles all the way around in this dome that we're in, we can turn 3 and 3 ways. I can turn it this way, and I can turn it that way. And I can turn it this way, and I can turn it that way, right? And then I can turn it this way. Did I do that one? Oh, yes, and then I can turn this one this way, or I can turn it that way. So that's 2, 4, 6. Now it's 2, 4, 6, 1 row, 2 rows, 3 rows. Down this way, and this way. 2, 4, 6. Now I go this way and this way. 2, 4, 6. That's 12. Then I'm going to go this way and this way. 2, 4, 6. 18. Are there any other more moves? I turn this way and this way. 2. The same thing on all 3 rows. 2, 4, 6. I turn this way and this way on all 3 rows. 2, 4, 6. 12. And let me see, did I do it this way and this way and that way? So that's 18. Now wait, it's not 18 only. There was one more thing missing. One more thing. Just give me a second. I'm trying to figure out what the 18 was. So 18, we're all spinning around this one center in the middle. But imagine if this one was going and this one was going at the same time. So now you can have combinations, this one and this one going. Like I can spin this one this way, and this one can go this way, and this one can go that way. But I cannot be spinning that way. But if I was spinning that way, I'd need another one of these cubes. If everything is based off of Luna and Mars, we'd have to have multiple. We would have to have a minimum of 3 of these cubes. So we have to understand whether we have or whether we don't have. We have to keep using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and understand how the rotations work with each other. If this is spinning this way, that other cube can be spinning this way, while the other one would be doing, I'm not really sure what. Okay, I'm not there. Anyways, I just want to get you back to the bird for just 2 seconds and show you the omega. Okay, just hold on a second. Show you the omega over here. Do you see the omega, the alpha omega right here, the omega. But if you look at it, it's either a 7 and a 5 or a 5, a 2, and a 7. That's what they look like. Those are the omegas. So is alpha holding the omega with the two heads up on the body. And if you notice, this line over here shows me this is one piece. That's on the back of possibly this golden bird. So what would this bird be if it was golden? What is this bird? What is that bird? Is it a hawk? I'm just trying to remember the bird. Just give me a second. Give me a bird. Let me look. Types of birds that chase doves.
According to Quora, birds that are known to prey on doves include raptors such as hawks, falcons, and owls. These birds of prey have sharp talons and beaks that allow them to catch and kill smaller birds like doves.
So falcon. Why did I say that? Because my son saw falcon the other day. Golden eagle, good. So I'm just trying to see what else is going on in this design. The two of them together, right, create 23, which 23 is part of the Mars system. It's part of the word pig. Pig. The two noses, the pig. Does any animal just have one nose? Can you call it the long beak and nose in the two passages? The nose. I have one nose with two passages. Right now, I'm just bringing out a whole lot of little pieces. Just give me 1 sec. Just keep losing my page. Yeah, now for 33, there was another 33 in there. Yeah, the 33 is 100% 33. 3 by 3 is 9. There are 6 sides. 3 by 3, 9. There are 6 sides. So 3 by 3, 3 plus 3. What are we talking about? At the same time, you can only use, right, 12 or 6, meaning that if you're going to take a chip, okay, in the roulette game, you can only play 12 or 6. So here, if I open this whole cube up, okay, I'd have 3, 6, 9, 12. Section of 3, 6, 9, 12. So your sections of 12 are right over here. 12, 12, 12, 360, 12, 12, 12, 360, 12, 12, 12, 36, 36, 36, 108, JH, 810, the octagon in October, the reason for what it is. Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Just take a look at the ceiling. I got one thing to write down. Just give me a minute. I know this is not right. You got to give me just 1 minute here. What was I doing? I had to check something. I just got a message. It was pretty much, just give me a second here to see. Oh boy, where is this? No, hold on. I'm looking for, let me see, where am I? Oh yeah, okay. One minute coming in. Okay, just 1 second. I'm done. Wow, hold on a second. Stay on page. I almost got rid of my page. Okay, let's see if we can get this. Let's see if we can get this done now. Okay, 4 times 2, 8. 4 plus 2, 6. So what happens when you have 4 balls and 2 strikes? The next one, 3 times 3, 9. 3 plus 3, 6. In this one, you have 15. In this one, you have 14. You have the IT system. You have the beginning of pi, 3.14159265. This one is dividing at the 7th gate. What fits into this one? This is part where God fits in. 3 by 26 equals to 78. It also represents the queen at 62. It's also representing the queen and the king, the God and the dog inside of this one. What's inside of this one? Just the number 7. It looks like we're talking about the cube over here on your 4 balls and 2 strikes. This one is your rotation. It is your gateway. The 1 through 12 equals to 78. The word 12 equals to 87. The word October, which is 8 and 10, your JH, right? Your connecting gate heaven. Your J is your connection. It is your 4 and 6 connection. Where do I get that? A, B, C equals to 6. 6 plus D equals to 10. The 10th letter is your J letter. That's your 10th letter. I'm just trying to see where else we are. Okay, this is 5 and this is 6. Okay, this one is 5 and this one is 6 over here. So the total is 29. That is the IT system. And again, when it comes to 5 and 6, this one is going to be 9. This one is going to be 11. So sometimes we're saying, hey, I don't know what 911 is. What can 911 be? Did you see what I just wrote? Was my camera in the right place? Right? How is this 9 and how is this 11? In star system math, you're obligated to multiply as well as add. So 1 times 4, 4. 1 plus 4, 5. 5 and 4 equal to 9. For this one, it's 1 times 5, right, equals to 6. 1 plus 5 equals to, 1 plus 5 equals to 6. 1 times 5 equals to 5. 5 and 6 equals to 11. So your 911 is the beginning of pi. So what is 9? What could be 9? Can 9 be anything else? If you took out a cube, right, how would you create 9? Don't forget, we're building the puzzle. We have to understand the hypothesis. Let me get back to what I said. In creation, right, in creation, we have an empty science. And the empty science is fulfilled with all faults, with all accidents, with everything that has happened. We took, and I mixed red, and I mixed red with yellow, and oh my God, I got orange. And then I took red and I mixed it with green. Then I took yellow and I mixed it with blue. And I liked that color and it vibrated with me. It was different. It was bright. Why should blue be called a color? Was it the vibration of 40 that is with blue? That orange and blue. Orange is 60. Blue is 40. B and O, 17. 0 is the operator of Zion, of Israel, number 64. Those are the numbers 0, 64. Zion, 64 is plus real equals to 64. 64 mathematically will return into the numbers of DC. 6 times 4, 24. 6 times 4, 24. 6 plus 4 equals to 10 equals to 34. That is the number for CD. 6 and 1, the reverse cube. 6 and 1. The creator of anything takes whatever they do into wherever they go. And at the end result, they come out with something. I now want to have a brev on this. I want to have it. This is, I'm the only one who can do it. What do you call that? So you don't know what happened in the room. You don't know what color they mixed. You don't know how they shaped the bolt. You don't know how they made the machine. But everything gets written down. And in this world, it was written down. First it was small, and then when it was bigger. But it was on the face of the 9 numbers of this calculator that positioned the Mayan calendar to 1 and 6, 7, to 3 and 4, 7, to 2 and 5, 7. Check the star that it makes and the angles. To 9 and 4, 13, to 7 and 6, 13, to 5 and 8, 13. So what is 13 below is 7 above equals to 20, 20, 20. And you have it on one side, you have it on 2 sides, you have it on 3 sides, and then you turn the whole thing around 80. 20, 40, 60, 80. Let me look at this again. 13, right. Now, these are 60s and 80s. Let me try and see if I can explain this. We're building. Join me. Help build what you see with what I do. That we share. That you maybe be able to, you can, I can, whoever could. Right? I take the... And what happened over here? This was 6 and this was 1. And then what we did is this was 4 and this is 9. I'm just going to 1, 6, 4, 9. And this is 20. The same time, what we're going to just look at right here. Okay, this one over here. And this one over here. From here to here is 7. From here to here is 13. And that's 20. So I have 20 and I have 20. 1 and 6 and 4 and 9 is 20. And these 3 over here are 20, right? But they're not because I have to reuse the 5 number. So it only becomes a 15. So I have 20 and 15 equals to 35. Although I have 40, I'm only equal to 35 because I'm reusing a number. So we have to understand this, 20 and 15. Another thing about 20 and 15, when you add, hold on, 1 through 5 equals to 20. 2 through 1 through 5. I don't know, I don't have it. I mixed them up. 1 through 5 equals to 15. 2 through 6 equals to 20. 1 through 6 equals to 21. Now, 1 through 5 is 2 through 6. The year 2015 is the year 5775, the years of George. 7 and 5, 7 and 5, 33. 7 and 5 is 12. 7 and 5 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 33, 3. George. 3, 6, 9, 12. So if we reduced the number to what this is, 12, 45, 55, 57. The moon is number 57, which gauges the movement of time. G and E, you want to look at NESARA GESARA if you'd like to look at it. One is representing the sun, the other is representing the moon, and they're connected at the 5, the same way it's connected here. The other way to do this is the other way is when you go 3 and 4, and then you're going to go 6 and 7. And what we're going to do is we're going to connect that here, and then we're going to connect this here. At the same time, I'm trying to see where is my colored pencils. See one of the ways to do this is to lock it up here like that, right? See the way we lock it up, right? And then you just put this together and this together. You can see this big block that comes out of this. You see the big block that comes out of this? At the same time, you can also, let me see if I can get this done. We come to here, we go to here, we come to here, we go all the way down to here, we come to here, we go to here, we come to here, and we go all the way back this way, right? You see the way it goes up, it goes this way, it goes up. It's almost like a triple lamed. You ever see the Hebrew letter lamed, lamed, lamed joined together? At the same way, it can look like a walkway joint over here, right? This comes from the Mayan grid. The Mayan grid goes 1 through 7 and 1 through 13. This one equals to 28. This one equals to 91. Inside of 9 and 1 or 1 and 9 is 2 and 8. Adding 1 through 13, the deck of cards, 1 through 7, gematria, stops at 28, the cycle of the moon. 2015, 5775 is the year 2015. There were 75,075 moons in that year since that period of time, ending in 2015. This year, if you want to look at it, is the end of the 10-year cycle of the end of the perfect time. So we're going to do it this way. 2015 is over, let's say. So you have 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. 2021, 2022, 2023. Is that 8 years ending? Does the birth have to come in? The birth is already here. So you begin the life in 9, you end the life in 9, but only in 8 because you're already in the life. Eight and 9, call it an actual. Because the entire heaven of existence is only what exists in your own mind. I don't see what you see. I don't think what you think. I don't anything that you do. You do as you do. I do as I do. It just so happens you look at something and I look at something, and probably 90% or 99% of the people might look at something and all say the same thing. I saw a moon. I saw a star. I heard number 1. I wrote number 1. I wrote number 1 in a million different languages. I made a dot that looked like a number 1. So we all come together. What you hear, what you see, what you feel, how you act, even how you feel in the area space that you are. I say it's cold. You say it's hot. Is it hot or is it cold? Are you right or am I right? To oneself and each and every individual, without interrupting the thoughts of another, we're all right in our own realm and for our own understanding. But if we want to be safe and we're not sure and we need help, we're here to help each other. Not going to get into that. Something else. Oh, it's a good thing. At the exit, EXIT. So would you say when you put this in a word, it'd be for example? This is 29, and this is 29. 29 and 29 comes together at the exit, because the exit is the entrance. Is it the exit or the entrance? You're going out of the house. Are you going out of the house into the outside? Are you coming from in the house to go outside? Are you coming from in one area to go in another area? The exit and the entrance. I am in an entrance. Now, what does that mean? You're in a trance. Now, being at the entrance, you're being in the door frame. Now, I know in the program Charmed, it meant something to be in the frame. Now, in the frame, all the corners where they put the paneling are all cut on a 45-degree angle. That cut on the 45-degree angle is the same slant that the queen has her hat. The queen's hat. Check the angle of the hat, right? And then there's black and red and yellow. What country is that? And then it shows 52 or R&R. We're not going to get into that right now, what she's showing. Or the queen's hexagon. You know why you only see half of it? You only see half of it because it could be either 6 sides or 8 sides, right? Depending if 11 separates it. The hexagon, the pentagram, the 5-star, the 6-star, the 8-star, they can all come together. And I was thinking about that. Hold on a second. The 8. I went so fast I skipped over a few things. The exit, I was talking about the exit. I was talking, just give me a second. Let's go back over here. I wrote G and E and George and N and E like Jasera and Nasera, right? The sun and the moon. I'm just trying to see what else was in here. This was 7 and this letter is 5. The moon and the sun. Why is it the sun? I call it the sun, or it's a connection to the sun for the reason that is the 14th letter. This is for the letter that will bring you to DNA. It'll bring you to DNAE, the Dane, or the Dean, which means teacher. ANE. The N can also be used to transfer from the bottom of one area to the top of the other area, where the N can also be known. Let me see how I would do this. The N would also be known as, yes, the N is known as this. 5 less 1, right? Or it could be known as, hold on a second. Like that. Upside down to each other. There, the N is right over here. So it looks like a V, which is 5, and then this looks like a 1. Although it's the 14th letter in the alphabet, which is DNA. Splitting the A between the N and the D, leaving you with only BC. A and D equals to 5. C and B equals to 5, 23, and 14. Even though the center of the alphabet of both alphabets, right, are M and N as the 13th from A through M, or the 13th from Z1 all the way to N13, or A1 all the way to 13, 91 and 91. How do I get this? Add 1 through 13. It equals to 91. So when we also have this, we also have to understand that the king has these 7 eyes, but the way to create this is with a 1 and a 3, and the way to create this is a 1 and a 2. It is a male and a female, okay, younger than. When we use the 13, we can use it for a young male or an old female. When we use the 12, we only can use it for the female, the young female. We can use it for the young male and the young female because they're both before the age of being what they call the adult or whatever. I'm just trying to see what other word I'm going to use. The bat mitzvah, so that would be the BAT, but I don't like to look at it that way. I want to look at it that way, or not actually that way. And then now we're going to use this in an email to use that. This is my avatar, and then this is the location of my avatar. The Hebrew religion that follows the moon, electric moon, is at 12 and 13. The male becomes the bar mitzvah, and the female becomes bat mitzvah. So one is BAR, resident angel, inside the house of 13. 13 is Jupiter, time heaven. 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 equals to 3, equals to 2, the 5th planet. 13 equals to 91, 10 equals to 44, 28 and 29 are connected together in numbers and games, equals to 50. That's wrong. Something's wrong. This is 27. So they're not connected together. Sorry, made that mistake. It was another equation. This equals to 55. 28 and 27, 55. 55 and 44. That's your freedom of 76. Earth and Mars. Well, how in the world can you get Mars 51? How in the world can you get Mars 51 and Earth 52? And then tell me Earth and Mars is 76. Mars is the 4th planet. Earth is the 3rd planet. This is 6. This is 7. Mars is 51. We get 103 here, but it's also the letters JC, like Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is 77 and 74, which can be 151, which goes back to Mars, or the single digit count of 11 and 14 equals to what is 5 and 2 or 25 Earth or Jack. So we're talking about creation in the sun, creation, birth in the sun, the passage in the sun. The reason I say passage in the sun, the word fox of 666, coming of one world, through this, why I say the sun, because the numeric value for sun is 5 and 4. When you multiply it and add it, it creates 29. That is the IT system. The 7 times 6, the 7 plus 6. Equals to 42 and 13 equals to 55 and 29. The letters I and T. You add it or you minus it. There's 2 ways of counting. There's many ways of counting. I can count it to a single digit. I can multiply it and count it and call this 93. That's where the angels come in. Right away, comes up to 93. Now, where in the world do I get 93 out of this? 1 times 4, 1 plus 4 equals to 5 and 4 equals to 9. Now, what about 11? 1 plus 1 equals to 2. 1 times 1 equals to 1 equals to 3. 39 is angels. We have now our 13s over here. There are 3 13s inside of this. There's 7 and 6, 13. There's 9 and 4, 13. There's 5 and 8, 13. And there's 3 7s inside of here. And the 3 7s inside of here are going to be 1 and 6, 7. It's going to be 3 and 4, 7. It's going to be 2 and 5, 7. So we're going to get on to the next page and try and see if I can finish this up. And by the way, the 1 through 5 will be a dart. And in the game of darts, you have a bullseye. I think we have to talk about, sorry, the darts is down here, 2 through 6. These numbers, I should really switch them. It's 15 here, and it's 20 here. When you add 2 through 6, it equals to 20. And so the game of pool is the 15 balls of pool to the 20 areas in darts, 2015. The queen, the god, the game over to Mars, 1 through 5. What is AE? It's the game of pool. And in the game of pool, you have 7 solid, and then you have 7 stripe. But is that true? Because it's not. You have 1 plus 7 solid. You remember that thing about Q? You have to understand how to use the numbers, where the numbers come from, where can they come from, where do they come from, how you can make them go places. So we're going to get back to this over here, which happens to be the Mayan gridstone. I love you very much. Okay, so can you just, so what we're going to do is we're going to do it like this. It's 1 and 6 equals to 7. It's 1 and 6 equals to 7. 1 and 6 equals to 7. 4 and 9 equals to 13. Then you're going to go 2 and 5 and 8 equals to 7 and 13 equals to 20 equals to 15. I have to use this twice. It's 2, 5 equals to 7, and then it's 5, 8 equals to 13. Right? Now, let me see if I can do this again. I don't like the way I explain it. So we're going to go 1 and 6, 2 and 5, 3 and 4 equals to 7, equals to 7, equals to 7. Then what we're going to do is 6 and 7 equals to 13. Then we're going to do 8 and 5 equals to 13. And then we're going to do 9 and 4 equals to 13. So we're going to have 39 and we're going to have 21. And that's going to be 60 for the 60 seconds on the clock. Now, is there anything else? What else can we get out of this? Well, this is what belongs to the Mayan calendar. There is no 80. So when we count 80, we go 3 times 20. Sorry, when we count 80, right, we go 4 times 20. When we count 60, we don't go 3 times 20. We just go 60. The French say 4 times 20, right? This equals to 60. This equals to 80. 4 balls, 3 strikes. Never happens. So we get 21 and 39. The thing is, there are 6 sides. So we're going to get 21 and 39. Then we're going to get 21 and 39. Then we're going to get 21 and 39 and 21 and 39 and 21. Did I do that? And 39. So far, so good. 21, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 21 and 39. And now we have all 6 sides of this, right? So what are we going to do? We're going to go it's all 60s. Now let's say I take this side, right? A and F, 2 opposite sides. When we bring them together, we get 60 and 60 equals to 120. Then I'm going to go ahead and bring together B and E. We're going to get 60 and 60 equals to 120. Then we're going to go C and D, which is 60 and 60 equals to 120. And the total of this is 360 to one side
and then 360 to the other side, 720, and we have half of a day in the house of Bait, creation of I am. Where do I get this? This, B-E-T, it's the seventh gate in the second house, and I use it over here where I see 2, and there's 7 in between, 27. But it's number 36 that will create it. 3 times 6, 18. 3 plus 6, 9. It's created by the letters IR. So can we get Batir? I'm not sure what we can get out of that. I'm not looking at that right now. This equals to 27. So this is how I understand this works. So now we have this. I'm just looking for something else now. Just give me a second. I'm just trying to figure out when we could and when we can't, because we don't always have to use 21 dots or all 39, right? When I have the one dot, just trying to see what I'm going to try and figure out. First of all, the average in it is 5. The average is 5. I'm just trying to see if I can come out quick and remember how to do this, right? Because don't forget, equals to 45. Every side equals to 45. So when we add this, right, I'm just going to see if I got this right. Let me see if I got 45 right. Oh, right. Okay, excuse me. There's the one thing that I have to remember is I have to remove 5. So I have to remove 5. And the reason I remove 5 is because I can't go 2, 5, 5, 8. I only can use it once. So I only can use a 10 over here when I do this. I only can use 10. I go 5 and 8, 13, 5 and 2, 7. So I go look at this. 5 and 2 equals to 7. 5 and 8 equals to 13. But I'm just going to maybe 28 together equals to 10. And only get half of the 20 because I can't use the 5 all the time. So should I be using 10 or should I be going 510? You know the 510 cent store, and 51 is Mars. And this is the cycle of our moon, of our mirrored creation. At the 7th gate, the male's bar mitzvah. 13. That's inside the moon, the house of DC. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 equals to Betir. Betir is here. Bet-ire is here. Just give me 1 second. I'm a little off. I'm not explaining it totally exactly, but I'm hoping you're following the guy. Remember, in science, you're throwing a lot of stuff in the garbage. You're writing down everything you did, everything you tried, right? So are you throwing the papers or you're writing out the papers neater? You had a result. I mixed this and this, and this is the result. I mixed this and this, and here is the result. I mixed this and this, and here is the result. And here's what we're working with because this was the best of all results. The vault. I like that word. V-A-U-L-T. Inside a vault, and they use a pole vault, and the pole vault is the vault, and the pole is pliable. That pole bends, and AU is gold. That's also pliable. I'm not sure of the melting point of gold. So we have VA. VA can also represent Mars because V is, although it's the 22nd letter for 4, it's also the 5 in Roman numerals, and A can also be used as 1. Another thing is V for 22 is there's a game in blackjack. I think it's a Spanish blackjack where 22, if you take a free bet, regardless of what you get, right? It's blackjack game, regardless of what you get with a free bet, if the dealer gets 22, it's a push. Nobody wins at all. You know what? I threw out a lot of paper. It's just, I remember, and anytime somebody would come up to me and say,
Well, what about this? I'll go, let's take a look at it. I don't need to see, that's why I'm doing the videos. Because I remember what I remember and what you want to know. You come here with the information. You say, hey, I'm one of 7 billion people on the planet, and I got a question for you. Look at that. I ain't got to remember. You remembered it for me. Oh, don't scratch my cat. I got to brush my cat and take out the hair. I was gone out of the house for a few days, and somebody was watching her, and she's like all over me. Her hair is like baby. Ever since I trimmed her, right? Her hair is like brand new hair. It's not even hair. It's like I don't even know what. She's got hair worth about 100 trillion, I don't know, microbes of something, like, because it's so fine. It just feels like a big blanket. Like, here she is, right? Here she is. Hey, buddy. All right, what's going on? Hey? You want to say hello? Hey, you want to say hello, Cootie? Hey? Let me don't scratch my screen, please. So have you ever heard of, let me see if I can find this. You know, there's no cat in the Chinese zodiac, right? And well, there is no cat. They call the cat the rabbit. And hold on a second. Okay, I'll look it up. How did they choose the Chinese zodiac? Isn't it funny the way isn't it funny how they chose that our zodiac starts in April? So there are many varieties of the story. The Jade Emperor called a race of animals on his birthday to create the Chinese zodiac. Others say that it was a fact. The Buddha who did. Nevertheless, both stories are essentially the same, excluding some minor details. According to myths, the 12 animals of the Chinese zodiac were selected through the race. The race is meant to create a time measurement for the people. They could only be 12 winners, and in order to win, the animals had to cross a rapid current river and reach the finish line on the shore. Am I saying that properly, or do I sound like I'm out for lunch? Let me just read this and be able to look at myself. So here is what it is. Are you ready? Yes, the cat, communication, angle of transition, cat, 1, 2, 3. Cat, the cat is the communication. The cat is in multiple worlds. The cat is one of the fastest animals, apparently. The cat is still in it, but it's the tiger. So why do you need the small cat over the big cat? See, all these things are telling us stories. Look what I said. I said the small cat, the big cat, the this cat, the that cat. So they say the cat wasn't in, so they threw out the cat and came back to be a tiger. Wasn't a lion, it was a tiger. So what's a tiger? Let me see this for a second. What's a tiger?
According to Wikipedia, the tiger is the largest living cat species and a member of the genus Panthera.
There you go. That's the answer. For those who are watching me for the first time and see me fumble my way through certain things, because I am learning as I am explaining what I know, what math or what artwork creates what, and we are building this together. I'm hoping that I'm making enough sense that you can rebuild what I am building and see as I go along what I am building. And why do I talk about all these things? Because we have to understand the dynamics. Not only do we have to understand the analytics, the dynamics, the dynamics also comes in shapes and sizes, weights and measures. What's going on in the world right now, everything that is going on, everything that has ever happened in this entire world. I'm just separating all the hairs and strands. And number 2 is a word, and number 2 has 3 letters, and number 2 is made up of 3 letters, where 2 of the letters, right, 20 and 15, are both of the same house. Because 2 plus 0 is 2 and 1 plus 5 is 6. They're both even. They're both black. But W's number 23, 2 and 3 is 5, also represents the pig. The W represents the pig, 2 lives. The split hoof. You ever see the W? A lot of times you see the W like this, right? But the center area of the W crisscross, creating an X. X marks the spot. And when you put an X between 2 V's, what it actually looks like is you'll see an L, then an X, then an L. And that's the pig. The pig is the most precious animal in the entire world. The pig ate everything. So let me just read this to you. According to the myths, the 12 animals of the Chinese zodiac were selected through a race. This race is meant to create a time measurement for the people. There could only be 12 winners, and in order to win, the animals had to cross a rapid current river and reach the finish line on the shore. So here's how it goes. Originally, there was a cat and a rat. Okay. Originally, there was a cat and a rat who hated each other with a passion. It's hard to believe that they were once friends. These two were the worst swimmers in the animal kingdom, but they were both smart. They discovered that the fastest way to the river is to hop on the top of the ox. So the cat and the rat hopped on the top of the ox. The generous ox agreed to carry them across the river. However, the rat was so eager to win that he pushed the cat into the water. Thus, the cat never forgave the rat and wasn't included in the race. Other variations of the story say the rat just never told the cat about the race and did not even compete at all. Afterwards, the ox and the rat made it to shore. The rat jumped in front of the ox and came first in the race. The ox came second. The tiger finished third. All of a sudden, a loud thumping sound came. It was the rabbit. It jumped from one stone to another and was doing well until it slipped. Fortunately, there was a log floating by and grabbed onto the log and floated to the finish line, thus earning the rabbit 4th place. I happen to be the rabbit, and I am born on the 4th day of the 10th month, 14. Very special number. It is the number passage through the sun. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and when you're 4th, and it's 4 balls to a walk, and 4x4 balls to a walk. Now I'm jumping off the subject. That number 4, when you have 4 balls, you walk in baseball to first place. When you have 8 balls, there's 2 players on base. 12 balls, there's 3 players on base. 16 balls, 1 of the players comes home. There's still 3 players on base, and 1 has come home. So now, the rabbit is in 4th place. Okay. In 5th place was the dragon, but everybody thought it would come in first because it can fly. It told the Jade Emperor that it had to stop a couple of times to help some villagers. And on its way to the finish line, it saw a little rabbit on a log and decided to give a little puff of air to help it get along the shore. After the dragon, the horse came galloping towards the finish line. The sneaky snake was hidden behind the horse's hoof. It suddenly appeared and the horse was scared. The snake took advantage of this and landed itself in 6th place. The horse landed in 7th. Soon after, the monkey, the rooster, and the sheep landed onto the shore. Unlike some of the previous animals, these 3 actually helped each other to get to the finish line. The rooster found a raft. The monkey and the sheep hopped on, worked hard together through the water current and weeds. They reached the shore. The sheep came in 8th place, the heavens of the sheep. The monkey in 9th place. Okay, the birth monkey comes in 9th place. The number to the monkey is 38, representing the heavens creation, also representing 3 worlds and gold. The rooster finished in 10th place. The rooster brings everything together. The rooster is the top of the church. It has 2 O's in it, just like the moon. The ST representing 1, the TER representing earth, and something to do with the eye or the retina. When the R is first, it is the resident angel. It is the number 1 and 2 that will create the design of the R. To be discussed. The sheep came in 8th place, the monkey placed, the rooster 10th. In 11th place was the dog. Even though it was a great swimmer, it was late. It told the emperor that it needed a bath and fresh water from the river. The fresh water from the river was too tempting. Right when the emperor was going to close the race, an oink sound was heard. It was the pig. Lazy pig originated from this story. The pig felt in the middle of the race, so the pig felt hungry in the middle of the race, so it stopped, ate something, then fell asleep. After it woke, it finished the race in 12th place and became the last animal to arrive. Therefore, the rat and the pig, just like in Wilbur, the rat and the pig were together. First and last were together. They started the race on one side, they ended up on the other. The order of the lunar calendar follows the outcome of the race, where the rat is first animal to start the sequence, the pig is the last. So the pig is as first as it is last. It is 1 as it is 3. Again, we connect to the moon. I'm getting a little tired. There's a lot that I didn't finish here. So what I want to point out is these connections. 7, 6, 4, 9 is 20. 9, 1, 6 is 7, 4, 9 is 20. So that's 40. And then you have 55. Let's do it again. 1 and 9. 1 and 9. Sorry, 1 and 6, 7. 4 and 8, 12. Sorry. Wow, I must be tired, eh? Well, got to do this again. Let me do this again for myself. So we did, I'm going to do this again. How many times can I do it? It's right over here. We got 60, right? We got 60. But we have to take away, I have to take away this and this. So what we're going to do is 50 plus 5 equaling to 55, which is in the sequence of the spirit of 76. So I have to multiply this by 6 equals to 330. And then $30 is because I'm using the 5 twice. It gets really confusing. So now when I have 2 sides of the cubes, I get 55 on one side and I get 55 on the other side equals to 110. So when the towers, went down, we had 110 and 5 and 5, and perhaps the 10 is needed for the first down, 10 yards. So this 110 can be 120. When you add 1 through 15, it equals to that 120. But you're not using, I'm not sure if you understand me or not. I'd like to know if you do. So now that we have 330, plus we have 6 sides of 5 that we don't use. Now the next equation of this, all right, now I know I'm all over the place. I'm not really that happy with this video. Is the other part of this video where 1 and 9 comes together,
whereas 2 and 8 comes together, where 3 and 7 comes together, where 4 and 6 comes together. This equals to 10, this equals to 10, this equals to 10, this equals to 10, where what we have in the center of all of this is 5, and that equals to 20. 4, 5, 6, 159, 159, 258, 258, 357, 357, 456. So over here, we also have 60. And then when we have 1 and 6, 2 and 5, 3 and 4, to where we have 4 and 9, 5 and 8, 6 and 7. You see the way we get 7, 8, and 9, 4, 5, and 6? This is where the federation comes in, right over here. When you have the birth and the gateway to the heaven, this is where the moon, the sun, and Mars fit in, almost like they've been recreated. It's almost like we had planets 9, 8, 7, and 6, right? But we didn't have anything else. We didn't have 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. This is the other side. Well, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. This over here was not. We joined two worlds. We reduced in the worlds. We started with the birth in the heavens through the gateway of light. That's our beginning. Our beginning is not down here. Our beginning is up here. Where the moon, okay, will get number 9. Where the sun will get number 8. And Mars will get number 7. This is that combination. So Mars is 51, the sun is 54, and the moon is 57. So this becomes 12, 9, and 6. 1 and 2 is 3. It becomes 3, 9, and 6. That's how that works. 4 letters, 3 letters, 4 letters. 108, 81, 108. JH. This is the month of October. They all connect to October. So that's the way this absolutely works. So this is okay. Let me do this. So this one is 21. This one is 39. Did I do that right? Okay. And then the last one, this was my 13s. And the last one I used this and this. So I should actually be pulling, let's count this one as 2, and we're going to only count this one as 8. We're not going to count the 5 right now. So we have 727484. Pluto in the house of Bait, born into the house of Bait. In this one over here, I'm having trouble explaining it. I really am having trouble explaining it. Two, 5, 9, 1, 3, 6, 10. The 3 times 3, 3 plus 3 equals to 3 plus 3 equals to 6. 3 times 3 equals to 9. And it's created from here. A, B, C, D. We've changed over from one side, from the AB side to the DC side, to where B and C come together. So instead of having this, we have this. Creation of C and E. And inside of C is where A is located. So it can just be B, A, B, like in Baba. Anyways, I'm a little tired. Let me see if I got everything else. So we showed all the 10s over here, and we have 40. Right? I'm not using the 5. I got 40, I got 20. So I got 4 and 2. That means my 5 is what's switching everything around. Over here, on the bottom side over here, I have 10. Here I had 5. Here I have 10. The reason I have 5 here is because I didn't use the 5, or I used the 5, right? I didn't use the 5, but the 5 could have been used 4 times. right? 5 could have been used 4 times. I didn't use it. I'm putting it over here. Otherwise, if I did use it, right, I'm just going to see if I can get this done properly so it can be fully understood. Let me do this again. I got 1 and 9 equals to 10. I got 2 and 8 equals to 10. I got 3 and 7 equals to 10. I got 4 and 6 equals to 10. And then I have 5 equaling to 5. The next one is I got 1 and 6 equaling to 7. I got 2 and 5 equaling to 7. I got 3 and 4 equaling to 7. And I have 5, that's right, equaling to 7 equals to 21. Now what I have next, okay, I got that, I got that, I got that. On the bottom side of this, and why it's connected to this, because we have the bottom side of this, right? I think I'm gonna put it here where 6 and 7 equals to 13. Here it's where 5 and 8 equals to 13. And over here is where 4 and 9 equals to 13. So this equals to 39. These two must connect together, and the Mayans connect them together. I don't know if I have my paper with me. No, I don't. I'm not sure where it is. I have a design that goes along with it. Anyways, I don't have it here, but that's okay. Let me see. Do I have it under here somewhere? No. Okay, it's okay. I showed it to you already. So then this goes together like this. But over here, we have to understand we have the 5, right? That we used it twice. 5 and 5. We used it twice, right? Now here, in the last one, we're going to go 1 and 5 and 9, 3 and 5 and 7, 4 and 5 and 6. This equals to 15. This equals to 15. This equals to 15. So now what we have is we have 45, and I have minus 15 because we use it 3 times. So here we have 10. Here we have 5. Here we have 15. And at the same time, we have 2 and 5 and 8. Why didn't I put it over there? Right? 2, 5, 8. I should have used that together. 2, 5, 8 equals to 15. I should have done it over here. So we get 15 minus 5. So over here I have 20. Over here I have 10. Over here I have 5. Are you following me with this? What happened? All the times I'm duplicating with the 5, right? And I did it separate this way because it's going down the center. This one only goes down the center for 2, 5, and 8. All the other ones are crisscrossing, not telling the same story. Actually, this one's the center also. So maybe I should split up. Instead of going like this, I should use 10, 10. So if we're trying to understand things about numbers, what is 1010, what is 1020, this means location and CB codes. So now if we're getting to the year 2030, it's about this over here, I believe, 2030, 2010 and 2030. The reason for that is in French, they go 4 times 20 plus 10 in order to say 90. That's the reason I'm saying it. Where your creation is over here through the 7th gate, 1, 2, and 4. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm a little bit tired, so there's just a lot of information that I also didn't talk about, you know. If we want to talk about the zodiac, the 1st and the 12th, the 2nd and the 11th. And the 2nd and the 11th, okay, 211 is actually 2 and 2, and that's where your life begins, in the house of Bate. The reason for that is 11 is 1 and 1 is 2, but it's 11 that creates 3. 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 will equal to 2 and 1, 3. 11 is where it begins. It begins at 12. 12 is 5. 11 is 3. And 10 is 1. Let me see if I get that right. 1, 3, 5. ACESUN. Sun ace. Let's say Sundance. Where do I get this? 3, 2, 1. This is your ABC creating. 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 equals 1. 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 equals 1 and 2, 3. 1 times 2, 1 plus 2. 3 and 2 equals to 5. 2 and 1 equals to 3. 1 and 0 equals to 1. Here is your moon entrance right over here. Why? When I add up 1 over to 20, it equals to 210. When I add 1 over to 15, it equals to 120. 120 is the pole, 210 is the ring. Your pole, okay, is the game of pool. Why is that? Because one is 1/3, the other is 2/3. One, if you look at this, how can I do this? Let me try and see if I can do this properly. 21 by 10, 12 by 21 by 10, 12 by 10. I'm not sure if I can do this right. 4 times 3, 7 times 3. Not sure if I can get this right. Again, back to Q again. Energy and Jesus in rotation of 33. The face of 9 areas. The 6 sides of the cube. I forget why I called it that. But anyways, this one comes from the game of darts. And this one comes from the game of pool. When you add up 1 through 20, when you add up 1 through 15. I'm a little bit all over the place, a little bit tired. So what do I get every time I do all these combinations, right? Every time I do all these combinations. In this one over here, I got 40. Let's not count the 5. In this one over here, I got 21. In this one over here, I got 39, 21, 40. Here I got 60. So let's see what I have. I'm going to redo this paper after. 60 and 60 is 120. That's 160. What's left over? What's left over? The 5 is left over here is 165. Do I have anything else left over? I'm exhausted. So anyways, I hope you understand that I'm going to do this again tomorrow and come back and try to show it to you perfectly so you can see it. Just tired. Okay, I don't know, but that's very interesting, Spider. Because now, if you want, we can go to a web. We can go to Charlotte's Webster, Charlotte's Web. So we have to understand the pig brought in the prize. We have to look at that also. 510. 510. Oh my God, 510 is actually again talking about Mars and Dan, Sweden. Okay, I can also see Wednesday in there. A and N. I forget what it actually means. Whether you count A through N, it also says 105. So when you count A through N, it equals to 105. Back to Mars again. It also means I am. DNA. Sweden is 1938. We. It says DNAs. I mean, I can see DNAs are sand, right? S-A-N-D in the word, and then we, and then sand, or me sand, or I'm from the dust. So we have Sweden. DNA is 1924. Or you can go southwest and east and north, southwest, east, and north in this. And then you have E and A, which is left over if you want. So we have 19, we have 42, we have 47 and 19. 47 and 19. We have 66. That's actually good. 66 meaning woman. 66 is freedom. 66 can be flipped as 99. 66, what's huge is that 6 times 6 is 36.
and 6 plus 6 is 12, equaling to 48. The word is Luna, the creation in the house of Alpha Beta, in the house of Beta. There's just so much information. I'm just hoping I'm getting this out properly. And A and N, when it equals to 1 and 5, it creates the continuation of a word, right? If I create this, I mean, I'm looking at this as I, I'm looking at O, and I'm looking at S. By just looking at this, right, being the first letter and being the fourth letter, it equals to 105 total, right? Now, when I look at this, I already know this for some reason reminds me of the pig. This also is S-O-I-A-N. Swam means to take care. A possibly must be pulled out of all the words. Maybe A, B, C have to be pulled out of all the words because C is what comes from A and B. Or A is just telling me I'm in this world connected to this moon, where this in Mars can tell me I'm one moon above and one moon below. I don't know, I'm just thinking what can be going on, or the back side of the moon. But everything is trying to tell us a story. Just to tell you that when you look at a deck of cards, these images here, there are a total, okay, of 55. There's 55 of these times 4 suits, 220, 110, and 110. So when the 110 went down, each tower went down of 110. There's stories that connect to everything. That's just a basic story, the skeleton of life. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. So east and west. I mean, even if you want to go east-west or east-west, because then is that north and this is south, or is that south and this is north? I don't know. There you go, Scion. And when you do that, the S and I together is actually saying Mars. And when I see the word O-N together, the end of A, right? Like I'm trying to think, is A first and Z last? Or does everything begin at M and N? The division. M and N, they're a ring together. M and N are together, then it becomes L-M-N-O. Those are together. That's the center of everything. The two ends are Z and A. But again, that has to be discussed because in regular alphabet, the Z is the 26th letter, 2 and 6 is 8, but our last number is 9. No, it is the one life. It's the one that comes into the heavens. So 8 is the last. There is no really 9. 9 is inside. It gets inverted into a 6, and it lives inside the house. And if you go to the crap game, the 6 and 8 have the same payout. They're the opposite side of the dice. We're on our side. They're on their side. You need 2 teams to play the game. Unless you want to play solitaire. Peace and love, everybody. Share this. If you can help out the channel, that would be great. PayPal me or something. I'm going to put up my, yeah. Let me see. Yeah. Yeah, because I need a lot of these, and I need more whiteout. I ain't got no more whiteout. Yeah, so we're gonna solve this puzzle because whatever you want to tell me, what is this? I'll explain it to you. What's the difference between this and this? They're not the same. And then you have the lines in order to explain how things are connected, crisscrossing, and why they crisscross, and where I found it before. And this one over here is the Monopoly board. And then here's the corners taking up 4 squares. And then here's the properties. And this one's the trains and how the trains work in this world. And oh God, the Lord, our creator, gave us all the information. If you want to solve the mystery that's been going on for hundreds and thousands of years, is there and where is the creator? We have that answer that we can recreate in this game, in the theory of everything. Raphael 7286, and it will stop all WAR when you know the truth. Stop believing everything you read as finite. It's not. There is nothing finite. And who told us this? The creator itself said it. The creator itself said, throw everything out, because if you don't throw it out, then you're going to be, what do you call it? I don't know what the terminology, I'm too tired, and that's not an excuse. But, and even here, look, first, second, third. First, second, third. First and second, stand. Stand on 17. Yeah, stand on Q. Stand on 17. In the three worlds, we make it standard. The Y is the division between C and C, 373, between one world and the other. See both of them here? That is our birth. Here's your 13. 1, 3, 1. Three sides of a pyramid and a base. Four sides of a pyramid and a base. 3 times 120, 4 times 90. Good night. Too tired. Can't